Howdy Hive Scum, and this is just a quick one to talk about the new Necromunda Escher article over on the Warhammer community website. Now this is a really funny one, and I'm not really sure how I feel about it, but I have some ideas and thoughts on it and opinions, I have to say, so I thought it was worth probably doing this to discuss it with the community, just to see how people feel about this article, because for some, I think it's a bit of a kick in the teeth, quite honestly, Games Workshop. For others, I think, like myself, I'm an optimist. I like getting more stuff. But there are a few problems with this one. At the time of recording this video, there is a new core set that isn't actually out yet. I got it from Games Workshop, so thank you again to Games Workshop. I'm very happy with that. And that has new Escher miniatures in it. This box set is not released officially until next weekend. So I've got it. And there are two new books as well, the Outcast book, which comes out next week, Outlands book, and the Gangs of the Underhive as well. So Games Workshop were going on about how those two books and the core set, should I say the rule book, are going to be all you need for Necromunda, and that everything else is sort of built on top of it, and that we wouldn't get the bloat that we've seen over the last 9 years in terms of the house books and stuff. Now, we knew that we'd be getting journals for Necromunda, and we were hoping that these journals would be a bit like Apocrypha Necromunda, something new, something that we haven't seen before, something interesting. However, that is not the case, and this is a hard one to process. But let's have a look at this article first, because first and foremost we get new Escher models. Now, I'm not a fan of Escher in general. I don't like the aesthetic at all, but I'm aware that people really, really love them. And I think these models will probably please most people. We get basically a box set of, matriarchs, so gang queens and champions, with a new plastic sculpt of the Theacat, which I honestly think is far worse than the Forge World one. I much prefer the Forge World one. It looked way more creepy. These ones look like hyenas, which is cool, I suppose, but yeah, I'm not so sure. But the Escher models themselves, look, again, I'm not a fan. I think the faces look really weird. I don't like the hair and the heels either. And it's just that Escher are just not for me, I'll be honest. And I don't see myself playing them anytime soon either. What I will say, though, is the weapons that you get here are great. I love the Needler Sniper. That's probably the coolest one in the mix there, just because it's a really nice dynamic pose. The plasma gun's pretty interesting there as well. And, the weird leader with the claw, I'm not so sure about. The hammer, yeah, look, it's nice. The bow and arrow is again quite nice. I think the bow and arrow and the the needle rifle are my two favourites out of the bunch. All the others, though, I'm just not a fan of, if I'm honest. So anyway, that's just one thing. I'm not going to talk at length about these models, but we just had a new specialist gang in the core box set, and now we're already getting new models. And we've already seen a sneak preview of a Goliath thing, so we're going to be getting another Goliath one soon with new models in the same way. And we've already seen, I think, some photos of a croc as well. So we're getting plastic crocs too in a box with leaders and champions for Goliath. Anyway, so the next thing to talk about is that we have a new journal. And the first journal that they drop, bearing in mind that this hasn't even come out yet. So the core box hasn't come out yet. Nobody's got the gang books. We don't even know how things work. And for some reason, in the core box, we have these guys, so the Goliaths and Eschers, who have their own rules in this booklet that aren't in the core rulebook at all and don't appear to be in the gang books coming up either. So no explanation how you use these and whether they're just for this only. It's all a bit weird. But the first journal is Warhammer Necromunda Skirmish Escher House of Blades. Now, I have a problem with this title because House of Blades was the last, Escher book. It was a hardback book that we knew and loved that had Chem Alchemy in it and loads of other things. This is basically the same thing without being hardback, so I imagine less lore, but it's basically selling you the same thing again. In that it says that it's got some... What does it say? Let's have a look at this. So the Underhive Journal, House of Blades, we've got House Escher, Escher History, the Aranthian Succession, la-di-da-di-da, Gangs of Legend. So we've got 18 pages of lore there, which is nice, but it's not much. And then you've got additional gang lists and equipment. So Wild Hunts and Wild Hunt gang lists. So these are gang variants. I quite like the idea of this. Does that mean that this is a gang variant and you only play them as a gang variant? Blades of the Matriarch, that is. I'm assuming that's the case. We've also got Chemist cults in there as well. So different ways to play Escher. This I like. This is fine. We've then got fighter profiles for these guys as well. Wild Hunter and Chemist fighter profiles. Escher fighter profiles in general. And then Escher Chem Alchemy as well. And Escher Gang Tactics. Finesse skills, Escher territories, and Escher side jobs equipment reference. So that last bit, Chem Alchemy, is coming back. So we've just simplified and streamlined everything, right, with this new release. We've got all the gangs in the new books. That's all we need, really. It's not even released yet, and now we're already telling you that we're going to give you exactly what you had before in Chem Alchemy, Tactics, and Finesse skills. And again, you can look at this two ways. You can be really grateful about it, which I would be. I probably would be if it was a different gang, maybe. But, you know, getting more stuff is always a good thing. But getting more stuff that's the same as before feels a bit cheap to me, I'll be honest. And I'm honestly not sure how I feel about it at this point. I know that there are many people that are going to feel a bit weird about this whole moment, and that, you know, almost a little bit ripped off, really, because you're getting sold a thing that you were told wasn't going to happen again. And I don't want to be that guy who's moaning about this, because again, like I would, if I was an Escher fan, I would still buy this and I'd still enjoy it and I'd get the new models and I'd be having a great time. But I don't know, guys. I'd love to know what you think about this in the comments. I just wanted to go through this with you because I'm feeling a bit strange about it, honestly, because the whole point in redoing Necromunda with a new edition was to strip back, simplify things, make things more, you know, the rules did that. We've gone through the core rules and I think I'm really happy with how they look. The new gang books, even though I haven't got them yet, look pretty good from what I've seen. Everything is much more, you know, in line with one another. The gangs aren't as different. So the difference comes from how you want to play them, how you want to build your gangs, which I have to say, you've now got more options on with all the gang specialists and stuff. But now we've got this. And we just seem to be going back to the bloat again. Are we now going to have 6 journals, one for each house gang that has new Chem Alchemy variants and gene smithing and stuff like that? And again, I'm not sure how I feel about it. I kind of wanted things to stay where they look like they were going, and now they're not. So again, I'd love to know what you think about this, guys. Let's just read through the actual article and just see if there's anything that we're missing out here. So the Escher Matriarchs and Fear Cats adds a selection of gang champions to your roster sporting an array of esoteric weapons, plus a pair of vicious Fear Cats to give your leaders some extra protection and really put the bite into your opponents. The Gang Queen cuts a striking figure with a regal long coat and power axe flanked by 5 gang matriarchs, one of whom wears the skin of a Fear Cat. That should keep the rest in line. They can be used as gang leaders, champions and pets with the rules from Gangs of the Underhive book, or to represent the alternate options found in the new Underhive journal, Escher, the House of Blades. And again, you said in the article that you didn't need more than the Gangs of the Underhive book, and now you're telling us that we do. What's going on there, guys? What's going on there? And giving it the same title, House of Blades, is just, it's a massive cop-out for me. House of Blades is the first of a new kind of supplement for Necromunda, adding rules and background lore for factions in paper journals. So are these going to be as expensive as the hardbacks, or nearly? Because that would be a problem too. Adding rules and background lore for blah, blah, blah. This book, for instance, gives House Escher 2 new kinds of gang lists to build around. I like the idea of having the alternate gangs, but you're just giving more options to something that was supposed to be more simple. And again, I'm flogging a dead horse at this point because I'm saying the same thing over and over again, but it doesn't sit well with me, honestly. It doesn't sit well with me. The Underhive Journal adds new gang-specific content for campaign play, so you can fight over territories that reflect your gang, take appropriate side jobs for your skills, and draw from a whole new list of gang tactics. Each of great houses will get their own, ensuring that even veteran players have a wealth of new options to try out in Necromunda Skirmish. The new Necromunda Skirmish core set, Underhive Crew Faction Boxes, a standalone core rulebook, are all up for pre-order as we speak, so get your copy down and prepare for a bright future of regular updates across the new Underhive journals. If you're familiar with arcane journals for Warhammer the Old World or journals Tactica from Warhammer the Horus Heresy, you'll know what to expect. So I do know what to expect, and I do like the journals for Horus Heresy particularly. I don't play Old World, so I don't know too much about it. From what I gather, Old World got a shit ton of journals in a very short space of time, which is great, which means that hopefully we'll get lots and lots of paperback journals from Games Workshop in Necromunda. But I just really want you to do something new. Don't just do the same thing that you did before. And I can see that you've done some new things with subtypes of gangs, but I didn't want to get the same thing sold back to me again. I just wanted new. Let's explore the stuff that you haven't explored, the stuff that people really want. The Eye of Selene, Hive Mortis, Scavies, Ratskins. Give us something new. Don't sell us back the old stuff. Anyway, I'm getting I'm getting worked up about it, honestly. And this was only just a short video to let you know how I feel. I'm always going to be honest about things. I'm always going to be really positive about stuff that I'm passionate about. And I have to say, the new rules for Necromunda Warhammer Skirmish are fantastic. For the most part, I love them. There are a few things that I'm not sure about, but I think I love them. The new gangs being more in line with each other, I love it. It's a shake-up that I actually wanted. I know that not many people agree with me on that, 50-50 really, but I think it's going to work out really well off those books. And again, it remains to be seen. I need to get those books in my hand first, but I don't know, man. How do you feel about this, guys? I'd love to know what you think about having these books sold back to you in paperback format with the same stuff that we had before, because that is what it seems to be at the moment. I'd be very happy if Games Workshop sent me a copy of this and I'm wrong and it's amazing and I changed my opinion entirely. But at the moment, from the off, before you even finish releasing a product, you start doing this. To me, it's not a great one. Anyway, rant over, guys. I'll be back with more videos real soon. Peace out.